Riley B. King, known across the globe as B.B. King, was born on September 16, 1925, in the rich, fertile grounds of Eta Bena, Mississippi. His beginnings were anything but easy, molded by the cotton fields, isolation, and sorrow of the segregated South. King grew up amidst relentless toil and tragic loss. His mother left his father when he was just 4, and he was subsequently raised by his grandmother, Elnora Farr. By age 9, King had lost both of them. He found sanctuary in gospel music, absorbing the rhythms and raw emotional energy of church choirs and Pentecostal services. The first chords he learned came not from a formal teacher, but from a minister with a battered silver-tone guitar, igniting in him a fire that never burned out. As a teenager, King worked as a tractor driver, laboring from sunup to sundown in the cotton fields. But his passion was elsewhere. At night he performed on street corners and in juke joints, sometimes traveling between multiple towns in a single evening. In 1943, after being classified as essential to the war effort due to his agricultural skills, he avoided military deployment. This gave him the chance to remain rooted in music. 2 years later, he hitchhiked to Memphis with little more than a dream and $2.50 in his pocket. Memphis offered him a lifeline. He stayed with his cousin Booka White, a prominent bluesman, and began immersing himself in the local music scene. WDIA, one of the few black-run radio stations, offered King his first real break, a 15-minute slot advertising Pepticon tonic under the moniker The. That name would evolve into the unforgettable B.B. King. By 1949, King had released his first recordings. That year, his relentless drive brought him to the attention of RPM Records, where he began laying down the foundational tracks of a storied career. One of those tracks, 3 O'Clock Blues, recorded in 1951, became his breakthrough, holding the #1 spot on the R&B charts for 15 weeks. Suddenly, a man who once sang for coins on dirt roads was filling ballrooms and theaters from the Apollo in Harlem to the Howard in Washington. King's touring schedule became legendary. In 1956 alone, he played 342 shows, crisscrossing the United States in his beloved tour bus, Big Red. Every stop, every club, every stage helped craft the legend. Yet, the journey was not without setbacks. That same year, a fire caused by a fight during a show in Twist, Arkansas, nearly cost him his life. Risking the flames, King ran back inside to save his guitar. He later learned the altercation had been over a woman named Lucille. From that day on, every one of his Gibson guitars bore that name, a reminder of both devotion and danger. His personal life, while rich in music, was troubled in intimacy. King was married twice, to Martha Lee Denton and later to Sue Carroll Hall. Both marriages unraveled under the weight of his touring lifestyle. Though childless in marriage, he acknowledged at least 15 children from various relationships. Despite DNA controversies and disputed claims, King never rejected any child who sought to call him father. His generosity extended far beyond financial support. He paid college tuitions, set up trusts, and nurtured their lives from afar. The 1960s brought change. The blues scene, long sidelined by mainstream radio, saw resurgence thanks to younger artists who idolized King. Eric Clapton, George Harrison, and Jimi Hendrix were among the guitarists who bowed to his mastery. His music, once confined to the Chitlin circuit, began echoing in major concert halls. In 1969, he opened for the Rolling Stones on their American tour and released his enduring hit, The Thrill Is Gone, which climbed both R&B and pop charts. It was a career milestone, one that brought the blues into the living rooms of America. Throughout the following decades, King never slowed down. He performed with U2 on When Love Comes to Town, appeared in the Blues Brothers 2000, and collaborated with Eric Clapton on the Grammy-winning Riding with the King. He became a fixture of American culture, Playing over 300 shows a year well into his 70s, and even into his 80s, he rarely performed fewer than 100 times annually. King's accolades were extensive. He won 15 Grammy Awards, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2006, and was inducted into both the Blues Foundation Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone ranked him among the greatest guitarists of all time, a fitting recognition for a man who had transformed the electric guitar into a singing voice of heartbreak, joy, and resistance. Beyond music, he advocated for causes close to his heart. Diagnosed with diabetes in 1990, he became a public face of the campaign for awareness and education about the disease. He also championed prison reform, performing in correctional facilities and co-founding the Foundation for the Advancement of Inmate Rehabilitation and Recreation. His final years were fraught with controversy. Accusations of financial mismanagement and elder abuse surrounded his estate, and after his death, 2 of his daughters alleged foul play. An autopsy revealed no evidence of poisoning, but the legal battles over his legacy continued. Despite the discord, King's passing on May 14, 2015, at the age of 89, triggered a global outpouring of grief and celebration. On May 27th, his body was flown to Memphis for a procession down Beale Street, backed by a brass band playing "When the Saints Go Marching In." Thousands gathered to bid farewell. He was later buried at the B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center in Indianola, Mississippi, not far from where his remarkable odyssey began. What Riley B. King achieved was monumental. He carried the sorrow and soul of the blues from rural juke joints to the Vatican, from cotton fields to Carnegie Hall. His voice, both lyrical and instrumental, spoke for those who lived in the shadows. The notes he bent with aching clarity told stories words could not. And though he's gone, the echo of Lucille still sings, eternal and unforgettable.